Question 3. What have you learned from your audience feedback? The target audience for my A2 Advanced Portfolio products are young white females in the age range of 16 to 24, with a demographic of students who are going through a different transition in their life, trying to balance healthy social life with responsibilities for education and paid employment. My female protagonists would therefore be identifiable with my target audience, as the song Pain is about how even though life is difficult and you are thrown in at the deep end at this age, you can still get through it just as she has done. My target audience would want to listen to my artist and watch this music video as stress release from their daily tasks due to the nature of a relaxing genre of indie. My secondary audience are other teens who are also under these social pressures of trying to grow up and make sure they make something of themselves. Yen Ang had a theory of imaginary entity in 1991 where media conglomerates and distributors imagined their ideal audience in order to model their product to this audience. I therefore created an imaginary entity. My imaginary entity, Lucy, is 18 years of age and currently studying her second year at college, looking to apply to university and preparing for the giant leap of moving away from home. She's quirky and funny with lots of friends surrounding her about, but she feels stressed out as she needs to do well at college to go to university, and she's also forced to try to maintain social relationships. She likes to paint, sing, and go out with her friends. She's up to date with top fashion trends, which include shopping at Topshop and H&M. She has a passion for music and the outdoors. Bennett et al. Said that all students should identify a clear audience. By having an imaginary entity, I can imagine what Lucy was like, and therefore try and appeal to my target audience more. Bennett et al. Also stated that students should plan how the artifact will be tested in order to achieve results that best suit my target audience. It is important when planning a media product that you ensure that you construct valuable audience research in order to hear feedback about your ideas, ensuring that you appeal to your target audience and that they absorb your preferred reading. Stuart Hall. I therefore did a few things in order to get thorough feedback. The first thing I did was create a video pitch about my initial ideas. This was when I was currently with my old group as the first ideas about a narrative and performance video. There was a survey taken of our pitch, and our ideas were marked by our class, who are part of our target audience demographic. The data was then taken and changed into pie charts in order to make sense of our feedback. We were told to focus on the micro elements of the mise-en-scène, such as costume and set, and we had not thought through the details. We were also told that we needed to focus on the ABC demographic for our audience, and this would affect the style of the music video, as a more expensive and classy-looking video would be needed for a higher class target market. We also needed to understand that social media can be a means of distribution as well as the online age, currently offering a free and easy way to advertise your products through the means of YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, etc. The main thing we need to draw attention to, though, was the codes and conventions of the genre we had chosen. Because our artist creates music that fits into more than one category, we needed to choose an angle to produce our music video with, and then use the codes and conventions into our media research. We then acted upon these ideas by coming up with new ideas which were put into our treatment. For example, we were going to go with the indie genre, as it relates both to our artist being an unsigned and independent artist, but also to the alternative scene that she is an alternative star persona. With these details finalised, we could begin to make our music video. It was at this point that I decided to move away from my group. In order to get good ideas, I created a storyboard and pitched it to some people in my year for a focus group. They liked the concept of a high exposure video, but said I needed to think about how I would go about this with the low budget that I had. I then looked up how to create high exposure by changing the settings of the camera I was using, and by placing the lighting tactfully in order to flood the image with as much light as was needed. I then got started with shooting my video in order to make the deadline. Halfway between editing and filming, I asked my teacher her official opinion on my video as it stood so far. She said to me that she was worried that it was a little repetitive and boring, suggested I try more dynamic editing techniques. I therefore used dissolve cuts, layering, cropped pictures in order to make my video seem more interesting. I reviewed the change I had made with my teacher, and she said that it made it look a lot better. I have learned that it's crucial to get audience feedback in order to achieve the right results. Without this, you may end up finding yourself on the wrong track. By making amendments to your initial ideas, you're polishing off what's seen as the most valuable aspects of your video that would appeal to your target audience.